Hello, healthcare economics students. Here we are, Module 4. So a little bit about what we're doing this week and talk a little bit about the student-led seminars and all that. So watch this video and then I'm going to end the video with another technique maybe to add to your toolkit. Again, up to you guys if you want to do it. But I thought I'd revisit kind of my big favorite ones to use when writing academic papers. Last week, we did the not syllabus template. We did the APA template, the APA 7 template. And yeah, it looks like a bunch of you used that template because I was noticing some format changes right away, especially with the papers that were just submitted. So great job there. Hopefully you guys like it. Makes your job easier, makes your papers, takes all the guesswork out of it. And some of you are not using the template. Even a couple of you are still writing abstracts, which are not necessary for the assignment. So, you're doing extra work. Again, up to you. Also, I think, font choice. I noticed that some of you, you're using a smaller font, which you can do in APA. I don't know. My recommendation would be, unless you have to, 12-point Roman. New Times Roman. Stick to that. It's not too big, not too small, just right, in my opinion. But there you go. But anyhow, all right, syllabus template. This week I'm going to talk about Grammarly, which is one of my faves, one of my favorites. All right, but we'll do that at the end. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're doing this week. So let's jump into the module. Module 4. And a couple of things. Please take a look at the upcoming student-led seminar. I do have a rather lengthy video in there. Sorry, guys, but I got a lengthy video in there. Take a look at that, though. Hopefully it tells you about what we're doing with student-led seminar. I'm not going to revisit all that. But there was one question that came after I shot the video. And the question was, when do I have to turn in I'm going to say the paper, okay? It's not really a paper because you're going to post it to the discussion board. But it's about, 3 pages of stuff. So, no, you do not have to have it next week unless you're on deck for next week, okay? If you are in that schedule, which was back on the home page, I'll go back here real quick. On the home page, let's see. Oh, look, who do we have up this week? All right, we got a lot of folks coming up next week. If you're in the 5th week, get ready, have your stuff ready to go. You're going to have to post your initial post, I guess we'll say the word is basically that 3-page paper. You'll have to post that by Tuesday, okay? So it's not due Monday, but it will be due Tuesday, and then you'll facilitate the discussion, throughout the week, okay? And we're going to facilitate that discussion through Saturday. So there you go. Oh, watch the video, but that was one part that I didn't put in there, and I had a few students text me like, "Oh, when is this due?" Well, it's due when it's due according to the schedule. So I don't know. I just kind of carved it up, mixed it up, put chunks of you in at random, and there we go. So for those of you who are next week, well, it's just the luck of the draw. But look at it this way: you don't have to worry about it. You'll have it out of the way. All right. So that's a little bit about the student-led seminar. Do take a look at the video I have in the module. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you even more. All right, so we've got that. We have our topic paper this week. Again, very impressed with the topic papers last week. Great job. Just make sure that you're hitting that content, enough content. You want to have at least 3.5 pages. I've noticed a lot of you have responded to that, and everybody's hitting that mark pretty much. If you're getting points off, I usually put in there, if you have only 2 pages, you're going to get some points off. It says, when you read the instructions, it says 4 pages for the body. That's the body. 1 page for the cover page, 1 page for the reference page. Total of 6 pages. Okay, there you go. Just follow those directions, put some meaningful content in there, APA format, use a syllabus template, good grammar, makes sense, in your writing, and you get the full points. But great job overall on last week's topic paper. This week's topic paper, I do have a video in there as well, explaining a little bit about what we're doing this week. So it's maximizing profits from the managerial perspective. So watch the video. Hopefully that helps you with figuring what you need to do. Again, you can kind of take it in a lot of different directions, because that's what I want to let you guys know. You can have some free reign in doing that. All right, so let's see. Let me talk about grading real quick. We'll jump back to the module 4. A little bit about grading. So a few of you have missing assignments. Some of you I'm working with we're working with, I'm aware of what's going on. And that's okay. But just for any of you that look in your grade book and you look, oh, geez, I got a single point. I got 1 point out of 100 or 1 point out of 25. That's more of a placeholder for me. So that just says, hey, take a look at this. I do accept resubmissions. Okay, so if you want to resubmit any of your work, absolutely. Or if you have late work, I take late work. Again, different circumstances for different individuals. Obviously if someone is in the hospital or they're taking care of a sick parent or something like that, there's no deduction on late points. And I've been talking to individuals with kind of these issues that crop up. So, but if it was just you missed it, you didn't get it in, I do accept late work. There is a small deduction on points, to be fair to those people that turned it in on time, but it's definitely worth it for you to get that assignment in. You don't want a 0 in the grade book. That's how you lose letter grades. So, and if you didn't like the grade that you got on the particular paper, I do accept resubmissions. So I think most of the grades are in the solid, 90 A range. But heck, if you wanted to resubmit, you can absolutely do that. I've had some conversations with folks that kind of misread the instructions. No problem. Hey, can I resubmit and add the extra pages? Absolutely, you can do that. So there you go. There's a little bit about grading, resubmission, and late work. All right, so I think we're pretty squared away with the reading lectures, the discussion for this week, and the topic paper for this week, and then looking ahead to next week. All right, so I think that pretty much covers it. All right, let's talk about Grammarly. Now, if you're already a Grammarly pro, you can say goodbye and have a great week. If you've never heard of Grammarly, by the way, this is not a sponsored video. If you haven't heard of Grammarly, you probably want to check it out. Whether you're just using it for your professional life, your academic life, it is a far better grammar check than you'll get with Microsoft Word by a mile. There is an integration. You can actually get Grammarly integrates into Word. It integrates into my Chrome. Basically, you can have it almost integrate into anything that you write. So there's some cool features there. But let's take a look at Grammarly. So I obviously use this a lot for a lot of stuff. And this keeps a running tab of everything that I've stuck in there. So we're going to just give you an idea. I'm going to show you an experiment. I do pay for the premium account. It's pretty inexpensive. There are different levels you can get. I believe there's even a free level as well. To be honest, though, I'm probably always going to have a premium account until this stuff is eventually, if Microsoft Word ever, gets better, then maybe. But this does a lot of stuff and really can help to tune up your writing. All right, so Grammarly, basically you can upload a document. I do a cut and paste. It's up to you on how you do it, but you could basically upload your document, or you could just put words in this space. And the algorithms, the artificial intelligence will take over. So I grabbed some miscellaneous text from an assignment, but there's no identifier on here, so we don't know who it is. So I don't want to embarrass anybody. But I just grabbed some text completely at random from an assignment. Let's say, all right, well, let's see what Grammarly tells us. It's kind of neat. Grammarly, you can set your goals for it. I think it tweaks the algorithm, the artificial intelligence. All of these categories are kind of good. In this case, you probably want to do academic. Again, it's going to strictly apply rules and formal writing conventions. You could probably leave the tone alone. That's kind of experimental on there. So, but when you want to basically neutral, knowledgeable, academic, now when I'm doing other things, like I'll be writing marketing materials for the college, I might use creative or casual. I want something easily read. I want it to be not very academic. I want it to be friendly to basically understandable to everybody. So I will change the algorithm a little bit and have it look at it that way. So that's pretty much it. You can't see it's off screen, but there's a done button. So I'm going to click that and let's see what it tells us. Okay, so a little wonky in the formatting because I think when I cut and paste, there were some what we call hard returns in the document. Don't let that throw you. And it doesn't throw Grammarly. So don't, even though it doesn't look like a perfect paragraph here with this, return, but you can see how it's got color coded. Blue are kind of, here's some suggestions, but you could probably live with it. Red is like, you probably want to fix it. Conciseness, the phrasing of service in healthcare may be wordy, consider rewording, and they even give you a suggestion, healthcare service. So would that make sense? Just did the computer get it right? Reimbursement is always a risk that needs careful consideration when developing a new service in healthcare or developing a new healthcare service. Yeah, I think the computer makes sense. It makes it more concise. Boom, click it. There you go. So it improves your writing for conciseness, just like in that. And then, the red ones are definitely things that you want to look at. Screening, it's probably a comma. Yep. Now, it's not always correct. So you have to, don't if you do this, don't go say, Chris did this and said to use it and just click it. No, because sometimes it's like, I don't think that comma makes sense here. But or whatever it's suggesting. So you be the final arbiter of what you're doing here. But this is pretty good stuff. Reimbursement, yeah, and I think the comma would help that sentence out. Yep. Let's see what it's recommending here. Cost and other profit risks, yes, especially in the first few years of the healthcare equipment. Yeah, look, we got supplies and staffing. Yep. I'll definitely take that. Well, actually, nope. Actually, we're going to undo that because it's supplies. No, it's supplies and staffing. Yeah, okay. Sometimes you have words that are parks and recreation, that are linked together, and you don't want a comma in there. But supplies, comma, and staffing. That's the Oxford comma, which is I like. And another and would probably, yeah, another, yep, so there. Okay, but you can see here, it's pretty cool. I won't go through all of this. This is an interesting one. Let's see what it recommends for follow-up. Yep, so, it looks like we need a hyphen. So it'll even recognize throughout a document, like if you use follow-up with a hyphen and a follow-up without a hyphen, it'll say, hey, what do you want to do? It'll say, I recommend the hyphen, but you should be consistent throughout the document. So it'll even recognize inconsistencies throughout the document in your own writing. All right, so there you go. Grammarly, check it out. Just Google it. You could probably find some discount codes on there if you wanted it to get it. I think it helps. The commercials are right. If you've seen the commercials, it does help to make you a better writer. All right, so there's that. There's Grammarly for you guys. Next week, we're going to look at another tool in the toolkit. I think we'll look at that reference management software, game changer. So if you're not using it, you probably will after next week's video. So again, stuff to add to your toolkit to work a little bit smarter rather than harder with all the writing that you have to do in a graduate program. All right, guys, that pretty much covers it for this week. If you live in Northwest Ohio, all right, everybody be safe because we're expecting like about, I don't know, like 50 inches of snow. It's like crazy. I don't know, like anywhere from 2 feet to 9 inches of snow up in Northwest Ohio. If you're not in Northwest Ohio, I hope everybody has a, that you're doing okay. And everybody up here, stay safe for the snowstorm. So, all right, everybody have a great week. Thanks.